From world events to Washington and New York City, here's your concise world update for Tuesday, December 30th. President Donald Trump appeared alongside Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate, Florida, on Monday, projecting unity after recent tensions between Washington and Jerusalem that had threatened a fragile U.S.-brokered ceasefire in Gaza. The United States has offered Ukraine security guarantees lasting 15 years as part of a proposed peace plan, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said on Monday, adding that he would prefer a longer U.S. commitment of up to 50 years to deter Russia from future aggression. President Donald Trump said on Monday that the United States had struck an area in Venezuela where boats used for drug trafficking are loaded, marking what appears to be the first publicly acknowledged U.S. land operation in the country since Washington intensified pressure on the government of Nicolas Maduro. Protests driven by Iran's collapsing currency spread across the country on Monday, increasing pressure on a government already grappling with a deep economic crisis and weakened defenses following a recent war with Israel. A wave of new state laws will take effect at midnight on January 1st, ushering in policy changes across much of the country, from artificial intelligence regulation to higher minimum wages. A Utah judge overseeing the trial of the man accused of killing conservative activist Charlie Kirk ordered on Monday the release of most of the transcript and audio from a closed-door hearing on courtroom security. A federal judge has dismissed a criminal case against a well-known Los Angeles TikTok streamer, finding that his constitutional rights were violated when his attorneys were repeatedly denied access to him while he was held in immigration detention. Federal prosecutors said on Sunday that the man accused of planting pipe bombs near the headquarters of the Democratic and Republican parties in 2021 believed extreme acts of violence were justified because political leaders were in charge. Vice President J.D. Vance moved behind the scenes to contain a rupture inside the Republican coalition after Elon Musk signaled plans to launch a third party, a move aides feared could damage the GOP ahead of the 2026 midterms. Several Republican lawmakers in Minnesota on Monday publicly called for Tim Walz to resign, citing what they described as a growing fraud crisis during his tenure as governor. When a top media strategist for Zoran Mamdani flew west to produce an ad for a little-known progressive challenger in California's Central Valley, it opened a new front in the Democratic Party's long-running internal fight between moderates and progressives. Representative LaMonica McIver said on Monday that she is appealing a federal judge's decision allowing criminal charges against her to proceed, seeking another chance to have the case dismissed. New York City moves forward with controversial plan to take over control of Maimonides Medical Center, a partnership that will allow Maimonides Health to become a part of the city's healthcare system. Mayor-elect Zoran Mamdani will be sworn into office at the long-abandoned City Hall subway station, a Beaux-Arts landmark whose tiled arches, chandeliers, and vaulted ceilings reflect the civic ambition of the city's Gilded Age. Authorities on Monday identified the two pilots killed when their helicopters collided mid-air in southern New Jersey as Kenneth Kirsch and Michael Greenberg, both Jewish residents of the state and longtime friends. Two people are now facing murder charges following what police say was a deadly dispute among neighbors over the weekend. Syrian authorities have released Damascus antiques dealer Salim Hamdani, a Syrian Jewish citizen who had been detained earlier this month after formally dropping the charges against him and declaring him acquitted. U.S. stocks ended lower on Monday, starting the final week of the year on a softer note during the holiday season as tech shares drop ahead of New Year. Contracts to buy previously owned U.S. homes jumped unexpectedly in November to their highest level in nearly 3 years, as easing affordability helped lure buyers back into the market. From the Middle East to Wall Street, you're up to date.